Hey guys, today is a full body stretching exercise routine, and like other exercises, although stretching is not quite the same as doing heavy cardio or light cardio or heavy weights or light weights, it's still a type of body movement. So you want to get your doctor's, I wouldn't say approval, but okay, because if you have an injury you're recovering from or orthopedic issues that could be made worse with stretching, you definitely want to contact your healthcare provider and make sure it's safe to do. So, all right, let's get started. Here's a good stretch for multiple body parts, particularly in the hips, the thighs, and the lower back. You put one foot over the other knee, take the opposite elbow, so this is my left elbow, right knee, and turn. Once again, you're gonna turn and try to look behind you as far as you feel comfortable, stretching out that lower back. You'll also feel it in the glute here, maybe even a little bit in the hamstring of the leg that's on the floor. Turn and hold that position. So once again, if I do the other side, I take my left foot over my right knee, my right elbow or forearm, and turn and look in the other direction. Once again, this is a good stretch. Helps with the back, particularly the lower back and the hips and the outer part of the glute. And yeah, if you have any questions about this one, just ask me in the comment box below. A good one for the forearms and biceps, hold your hand out in front. To not forget the thumb, you want to have your fingers on the thumb too. Straighten out that arm the best you can, and it's going to be stretching out these muscles, particularly in the forearm and the wrist. Now you can stretch out the bicep as well a little bit from this position, but it's a good one for the forearms. One for the rear delts, because that could be an awkward one to get if you can't hold on to anything and use body weight, is arm straight ahead, and you're going to pull across your body to the opposite side, so you stretch out the rear deltoids or the back of the shoulder on this one. Almost like you're giving yourself a hug. Do it one side to the other, and once again, I would do 2 to 3 sets per side, and it's a good stretch as well. Now, although this video is geared more towards seniors and stretching, it can be for multiple generations or ages of people. It depends on, your physical ability, what hurts, what doesn't hurt, any injuries you may have. Of course, kind of like with other exercise programs, you want to get the approval of your doctor first, because there could be some issue medically that I'm not aware of. So, if you have a newly surgically repaired knee, then some of these stretches may not be good for you. I think you see where I'm going with that. So make sure it's all good with your doctor and it's healthy, and then enjoy the stretches. On this next stretch, we're going to be doing the inner thighs. It also helps a little bit with the outer part of the hips and glutes, or the butt muscle there. Now, this isn't going to bother your knees unless you already have knee pain. And if that's the case, just press your feet farther away from your body. Try to keep the bottoms of your feet together, and you can lightly press down on your knees or use your elbows to press down on the knees. Now, if you do have a knee issue, you might want to steer clear of this one. My left knee's actually aching, not from a sports injury or anything, is because I fell asleep on that couch, and a couple hours woke up with my leg all dangling to the side. A little bit embarrassing, but you know how some people sleep funny with the pillow and arm like this, and then their arm hurts? Well, anyway, let me know in the comments if you had that kind of experience happen to you. But anyway, back to the stretch. You want to try to pull your heels as close to your groin as possible, so you have a deep knee bend. Once again, pressing down with your elbows or keeping the back straight. Press gently on the knees with your hands, and this way, once again, it stretches out the inner thigh. The next one after that you can do, feet spread far apart, trying to keep the legs as straight as possible, and you're going to lean to one side as far as you feel comfortable and hold that position. Once again, you want to hold these for 20 to 30 seconds, then lean to the other side. Try not to let the knee come up, but try to keep it down, and then you can reach to the front as far as you feel comfortable. If you need to walk with your hands to pull yourself a little bit farther, because it's a good hamstring and glute stretch, more of the hamstrings and then some of the lower back. Now, if you could grab your ankles or your feet, that's fantastic. If you can't, you could grab your knees and kind of pull yourself forward or use the floor as a little bit of leverage to walk forward and hold that position. Now this one here is going to be for the hamstrings and glutes, so you want to typically be laying on the floor, or you could be lying on your bed, whichever is more comfortable for you. So on this one, I'm on my back, and you could pull with both hands behind the knee and pull towards your chest like you're giving yourself a hug. Another one, if you can't reach, you could use that towel we used earlier, have it behind the ankle or the foot, and pull, of course, that way, which is going for the hamstrings, okay? Another one is with the other leg extended, both hands on top of the knee, once again pulling towards your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug, or both knees at the same time pull towards you. Hold that position once again, 20 to 30 seconds. You could also have your hands down and then let the knees go slowly one side to the other, loosening up that lower back. So most of these stretching exercises can be modified for your current fitness level, ability, or tolerance for discomfort, because you don't want to stretch until it hurts, but you do have to stretch till you feel something, because if you don't feel anything, you're technically not stretching. So for example, on this one, I'm going to show you first seated, which is a side stretch, working the right obliques and the lat muscles on that side, so you can reach over. This is another good one you can do standing. I'm going awfully quickly here, but you want to hold 20 to 30 seconds per side. Nice and relaxed stretch. Keep your breathing natural and do it on the same thing. I would try 2 to 3 sets on each side before moving on to the next stretch. So as I was saying with the modification, this one's standing. This is how I would normally do it. And I lean to one side, stretching out the lat, the oblique muscle. Once again, 20 to 30 seconds, then move to the other side. Now, for some of those of you that might have some balance issues, then feet close together is definitely not how you want to do it, because that makes it harder for balance. That's why I showed you the seated one as a modification, just as an example for this particular stretch. On these next couple of stretches, we're going to use a chair. So mainly it's for balance and stability, but you could also do one of these laying down. We're going to do quad stretch. So with one hand up here, I'm going to grab my ankle. The key on this one is keep the knee as close to the body as you feel comfortable, and you're going to feel a stretch in the quadricep, like I said. But the key on this one is to try not to let your leg drift out. That makes it a lot easier, and you're not really stretching anything. As soon as I bring that knee in, I could feel the tension on the quad. Now, of course, once again, if you have issues with this one, it could be because you can't reach your foot or ankle. So you could use a towel, as I have here, which makes it a lot easier to reach, and I can still pull back that way, and then I feel the tension on the quadricep muscle. A good one for the shoulders is if I use the top of the chair rest, and this is a stool chair, so you might have a different type of chair, or it could be a countertop. Arms nice and relaxed. I could have my feet staggered or close together, and I go down as far as I feel comfortable. You are going to get a little bit of stretch in the lat, but the shoulders as well. Once again, you go down as far as you feel comfortable. Hold that position 20 to 30 seconds, 2 or 3 sets of each, and that should be fine. For this stretch, it's commonly called the runner stretch. Now you're going to do for each leg, but the first thing is hands up against the wall. The back leg you're going to keep as far back as you feel comfortable while keeping the heel down. So you want the leg straight, the front leg could be bent, and then to make it more of a stretch, I just bend the front leg and makes it even deeper of a stretch for that back leg. The key is to keep the heel down. If I keep it up, it's not really doing a whole lot. I want to keep my leg straight so it stretches out the calf, the hamstring, and a little bit of the glute, and just lean forward until I feel it tight. Now if I can, I can put my leg even farther back, once again keeping the heel down, and then lean, lean, lean. Same thing on the other side. Keep my posture nice and tall. I could lean into it some if it bothers my back to like hyperextend some. Now, The one other thing you might want to keep in mind is if your hands are dirty, you may not want to put them on your walls and get fingerprints, but you know, it's a good stretch. Now for this stretch, it's going to work the bicep and the chest. However, you could tweak it a little bit to feel it more in the bicep. So if I put my hand flat on the wall, keeping my arm straight, and I just gently turn to the side here, I'm working my pec muscle or the chest muscle. I'm also feeling in my bicep. However, that's because my hand is flat this way. If I really want to feel it in my bicep, I just rotate my hand so my index finger and that knuckle is pressing against the wall, then turn here. Whew, then it really hits that bicep muscle. But once again, if I want to do primarily chest, but it's going to hit the bicep still, hit the pec muscle, turn, and you feel it tight. You just hold that position, and you could do the same thing on the other side, on the wall or something sturdy. Now you can have it at different angles, and that's going to hit the pec muscle differently. I typically want to try to have it, my arm parallel to the floor, and then turn, and that will typically give me the best stretch of the pec muscle. Now this one could be a good stretch if you have sore neck muscles, maybe you slept on your pillow funny, or fell asleep on an airplane and your neck was all crunched up. So you want to use light tension, pull from the side of the head to the side. You should feel the tension right here along the side of the neck. Once again, you want to hold it for the same as other stretches, 20 to 30 seconds. Now, I don't recommend going back because that's not good for the cervical spine, but let's say you want to get more of the sternocleidomastoid here. You could kind of pull forward, well, not on this side, it would be for this side. Pull, and it's more, I'm pulling to the side and forward, almost a 45-degree angle. So for this side, I would pull this way. And once again, I'm not pulling hard with my hand. I don't want to create an injury, but I want to stretch out these neck muscles directly to the side, to the front, 45 degrees to the front, or very far to the front. And you could add a little bit of pressure, and it stretches the upper part of the trapezius muscle that goes up the upper neck and back. Okay guys, hopefully this video has been helpful. If so, don't forget to help the algorithm, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.